Good morning. Welcome to the Kirby Center here in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I am truly honored to serve as the MC for a great American hero and patriot. This is a man that not only served our country once but twice in a very significant capacity. He served 20+ years in the Navy as an aviator, retiring as a captain. And most recently, his 25+ years in the House and the Senate, again, shows his record of service to our country and how committed he is to the American way. But to me, what's most amazing about Senator McCain is this is a man who served our country as a POW for 5.5 years in Vietnam. During that time period, he was tortured and beaten, sometimes every 2 hours for days on end, an experience I don't think many of us can really understand. But the amazing part is Senator McCain, in the early 1990s, was able to put that behind himself and lead the process to establish diplomatic relations with Vietnam. That, to me, shows the character that this man has, that he is going to put our nation first and the needs of our citizens first in every decision he makes. And that's why I'm so honored and so proud that he is seeking to represent us as the President of the United States. But as I look out at this crowd, and what a great crowd it is, I see many friends, I see many neighbors, and also supporters from my campaign. But there are also many new faces that I don't know, that I hope to get to know. My name is Chris Hackett. I'm running for Congress in the 10th Congressional District. I'm running against Liberal Congressman Chris Carney, who's in his first term representing our district. But you know what? I'm not a politician. I've never run for office before. And quite honestly, I think what we're getting from Washington today is pretty bad. And I know we can do a lot better. And we deserve a lot better, and that's the other important point. We deserve a lot better, and under the leadership and the steady hand of John McCain, we will get much better. We have a couple of minutes before Senator McCain is going to join us, so I'd just like to spend a moment or two talking about John McCain's positions on a couple of topics that I think are really germane to our country. One of them is energy. Our nation and our region is choking on the high price of gas these days. And there's a distinct and clear difference between where John McCain is and where Barack Obama is. Well, actually, I should be careful in that there's a clear distinction today. Has anybody other than me noticed how much Barack Obama is moving to the right? And I think it's pretty clear that the liberal wing of the party that helped him win the primary is not the group that's going to help him at all win in the general. So it's clear that we have the right issues as Republicans and conservatives, and it's clear that Barack Obama is moving towards that. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama has moved so far to the right that we've begun to invite him to our fundraisers. But on a serious note, it's very clear to me that John McCain has solutions and programs in mind as to how he's going to address our current energy strife, our challenges. Barack Obama doesn't want to drill on the outer continental shelf, and it's clear that 75% of American citizens know that that is something we need to do if we are to become energy independent. And it's disappointing to me to watch and see how beholden to the special fringe interest groups Barack Obama and the House of Representatives and the Senate seem to be in making decisions that are in our best interest. You know, John McCain's called a maverick for a reason. He's stood up and he's fought many times for us as citizens in this country. And I know as our next president, he will continue to do the same. But there is no more issue more important today than our financial future in this country. And John McCain, again, has proven that he will stand up to the special interest groups in Washington. Perhaps there's no one that has done a better job on trying to stop wasteful spending in Washington than John McCain. In his 20-plus years, in the House and the Senate, he has never requested an earmark. And I think that's very, very important. He has not been part of the corrupt earmarking system that permeates Washington today, that leads to distorted legislation, that creates this wasteful spending environment. And you need to look no further than the recent Farm Bill to see how egregious some of the spending has become. For us to spend $60 million for thoroughbred horses in Kentucky, or even worse, the $150 million slipped into the Farm Bill the night before, didn't even go to committee, by Nancy Pelosi. Those are the things that need to stop. And John McCain has made it very clear that he will use his veto pen as president to veto bills that are presented to him that include this wasteful spending. But most importantly, this whole issue, John McCain's been fighting for it for 20 years. The great news is politicians of all stripes, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, are moving to his position. That's what I call leadership, and that's what we need in Washington. Pennsylvania is the key to John McCain winning the presidency. And I'm here to tell you that northeastern and central Pennsylvania are critical to his win in this state. And I ask you to get involved in his campaign, to sign up as a volunteer, to do whatever you can do to help get this man elected, because he is the right man to lead our country going forward. And just to show you that John McCain is not your typical politician, he's on time today. How about that? So in closing, I'm pleased to see this great crowd here today. We do need to be behind John McCain. God bless you, and God bless this great nation of ours.